Shaking, shaking in the dark. Shaking, shaking in the dark. Come on. I've never seen closing.
Sorry I'm late, there's a theme here. Welcome to episode 3 as we take a look back at the Grecians' promotion winning season. We kick off February away to Swindon and it was a late show with 2 goals in the final 10 minutes to pick up a fabulous 3 points.
It's 7th versus 8th in this West Country derby. Swindon manager Ben Garner has made 3 changes to the side that drew 1-1 with Foley in midweek. Here's McCurdy and he's away. Side netting. Exeter in a good position. Brown again. Still Brown. Rides one challenge. And the first time shot is straight at the goalkeeper. Instead it goes back to Williams. McCurdy. Found a little space. Tomlinson on his debut. Turn. And here's Brown. Giovanni Brown finds the back of the net. What a quality strike that is. Giovanni Brown, 6 minutes to play. Terrific goal. On his left foot. McCurdy chases in vain. There goes Brown. Lays it off, and Dieng has found a way through. 2 goals in 4 minutes for Exeter City. They've turned it around. From 1-0 down, they lead 2-1. Couldn't keep it out. But it's too late. What a finish by Exeter. 2 late goals puts them above Swindon and into the playoff positions.
Always a special feel when we go to Swindon. We go well supported, fantastic stadium, big pitch, always good games of football, a good footballing team. A really even game for 60-70 minutes. Unfortunately, we found ourselves a goal down and we rejigged a few bits and pieces and took a few risks in relation to the personnel we put on a football pitch. I think we brought Sam on, who was returning from his original first injury. Scored an outstanding goal in the form of Giovanni, and then Tim's late winner. And the scenes behind me to my left and to the side of me in the away end were incredible because we're probably a bit cold and windswept, I think, on the day. But a better feeling than we'd had there previously. Certainly in the big games of the past, we'd gone there well supported but not quite produced on the day, and that last 10 or 15 minutes was a big turnaround and put us in good stead for what was next.
After his first goal away at Walsall, centre-back Cech Diabate was certainly making a name for himself amongst the City faithful. Well, what's better than a 92nd minute header against Leyton Orient to pick up another late 3 points?
Played a minute without having actually played any football in it. Over it comes, it's a good looking one, it's a free header, it's a goal! City has scored in the final minute, Diabate I think has come in, and Exeter City have won it in the very last minute, just into injury time. It's an excellent delivery, it was a free header, low into the corner of the net, and City take the lead. Exeter City won, Leyton Orient 0.
Well, we said about finding a way to get a goal, wasn't it? He had a free header. We were saying earlier in the game about Cech Diabate, weren't we? He's got everything to his game, and he scores goals. In the end, Alan, from where I am, it looked a pretty simple header, but it was all about the delivery. It was floated in, wasn't it? And we have to say we were pretty critical of the referee and saying, why did he blow? Fair decision, referee.
No, to be fair, like, I'm chilled. You know, it was a frustrating game, but you know, obviously to get the late goal, it's amazing again. But I think as a team we can play a bit better. It wasn't our best performance. So yeah, we just got to fix up on a couple of things. But yeah, to score my second goal now and my first goal at home feels incredible.
Late winners are great, but they're also really bad for the heart. I think there was a few where it was getting to the end and we were like, no, this is it. We're done. And then suddenly a goal would drop in and there'd be just limbs everywhere in the big bank or wherever it was.
The strength of that team, and you go, don't you, from, I'm a defender, you go from the defence forward, and you didn't feel that we were going to ship many goals, and you did feel that we were going to score goals, and we got stronger as each game went on. 60 minutes onwards, it was Exeter time. Don't think, nothing to do with Fergie time. It was Exeter time. 70 minutes, 80 minutes. We were pushing forward. We were pushing for winners, and good sign of good side.
The wins kept on coming as Kieran Phillips scored his first Grecian goal in a 1-0 win away at Bradford City, which set us up nicely for what has to be the game of the season and perhaps one of the best games ever here at the park as we faced Harrogate.
The visitors can go forward in the form of Diamond, cross in from the right-hand side, shots into the back of the net, and it's a goal for Luke Armstrong, who's been stuck on 9 goals. Situation overcomes the corner, up more than away by Stubbs, and drilled into the mix again. It's loose. It's the second goal. To the edge of the penalty area, little tumble inside the box. The referee's given this to spot kick. Short run up as well from Brown, who scores. It's a brilliant penalty right in the corner. Didn't bother to try and send the keeper the right way. Didn't need to because it was such a good penalty. Over it comes. Free header for 3-1. Great header coming in. It's Thompson. He's good there for Dieng, but just too high for him. Now the shot's lashed in. Back of the net. And Jonathan Brown's the man who's got it. Travelled through a lot of defenders. One City striker as well dumbing his way out of the ball, and City get back to within a goal again. Exeter City 2, Harrogate 3. Gives it back to Caprice. Jay comes short to the edge of the penalty area. Jay is lining up for a shot from him. Collins helps it on for Jack Sparks. Sparks, still there, Sparks. Now he goes for it. Jack Sparks with the score in the last minute, and City have turned it around. First goal of the season for him, and it is Exeter City 4, Harrogate 3.
Unbelievable scenes, absolutely unbelievable. What a finish by Jack Sparks. He had so much to do as well on the edge of the box, and he just hit it absolutely superbly beyond Oxley. He was just grasping at pressure, and it landed in the far right-hand corner of his goal. What a brilliant, brilliant goal by Jack Sparks. 3 crucial points for Exeter City, and boy have they had to work hard for it. You have to feel a bit of sympathy for Harrogate Town, but a brilliant comeback by Exeter City. 3-1 down after 65 minutes, and they've turned it around.
Let's go!
Yeah, it was great at the end in front of all the fans in the big bank. But that's what we've done the past kind of few games. We've dug in until the end and managed to nick goals late on. Yeah, I think it was Leyton Orient at home maybe, or a couple games ago. I cut in on onto my right, did the same, but I tried it with my right and it didn't quite come off. So I thought to myself, next time I get a chance, I'm going to back my left foot and use the outside of my foot, and thankfully it flew in.
Yeah, it was a crazy game. It was at the time we were playing really well in general and not conceding many goals. And then I remember that game really well. We were suddenly like 2-0 down, and then seemed to kind of get back into it, and then it seemed to get further away from us, but then it all just sort of unfolded from there. And when Jack Sparks' goal went in, it was absolute madness down the front. We'd like to come down here and film to get the celebrations and things, but given the context of everything and the time that goal went in, it felt even crazier than before. And I think it was nice for Jack as well, because he'd had sort of an up and down season at that point, and for him to score a goal like that in the last minute it was absolute carnage. Yeah, that's always the worry, especially being right down here. You're always worried that they're going to not quite judge their angles right as they celebrate. And but no, Jack did, and it was really good. And I love being down the front here and getting stuff like that, because it's not something that everybody can kind of always get, and we're really pleased to get scenes like that.
I stopped trying my Fitbit because I didn't want to know what my heart rate was. It was always nice knowing there's still time. Years gone by, at 50 minutes, if we were losing, I think, where are we going to score from? But I always believed that we were going to come back. So it was a never die kind of attitude. And to see the players, given that they're all right till the end, even if we didn't get the result, even if it was only draw or we lost it, seeing them put everything in it for the full 90 plus minutes is what you want as a fan.
I knew we were at a slight low because of the exertions in that Bradford game. Whenever a team plays Bradford away, the next game they always struggle. Physically they're out on their feet, so we made a few changes going into that game because we needed to freshen the team up, and it didn't quite work in terms of the way the system was functioning. I think I got booed or a bit of abuse for bringing Chekhov to go back to our preferred system early on in that game, but I needed to affect the run of the game. We were 2-0 down and it wasn't going our way. We quickly got it back to 2-1. I think I made another change in terms of bringing Tim on at half-time for Nigel. A much improved second half display, but then we found ourselves 3-1 down to a set piece. But we were creating chances from that point on. From those changes early on in the first half, we created enough chances. I don't know how Sam and MJ didn't score. That ricocheted chance in the first half, I still don't know to this day how it didn't go in. But I felt we had a goal threat there throughout that game. And it came to fruition. I think Groundsy got us back in the game, and then Tim's header, and then Jack Sparks' Titanic moment at the end of the game in front of the big bank was incredible. But a game which took a bit out of me and the players, and probably the fans as well, because as a manager you live and die by your decisions, and I made certain decisions that night which I felt were the right thing to do for that football club. They weren't well received at the time, but you've got to be thick-skinned as a manager. You've got to always do what you feel is right, and luckily they proved right.
As Storm Eunice battered the Southwest, our next home fixture against Barrow was called off. But that gave us a bit of a rest before we headed to a packed, sold-out Memorial Stadium to face Bristol Rovers in a clash of the League's two informed sides.
Potential to be a belter in League Two today as Bristol Rovers host Exeter City. Plenty of blue and white shirts forward. Oh, it's snuck all the way in! What a start for Rovers! Sweeney for Exeter. It's a decent looking ball in, There's the keeper again with the punt. Needs to pull the strings in midfield as Dieng. He's looking to get the ball into the box. It's a decent one, is it? And it might fall to Brown. Oh, what a finish! What a lovely goal from Exeter City's perspective. It's a good driving run down the left-hand side. And look at this for a bit of cool finish. Nice touch, and what a drive into the top corner. Brown goes to celebrate in front of the forward here. Opportunity to shoot, and it's a good one as well. 21. So there is a big, strong prospect here, though. It's Exeter! Oh, goodness. Teammate might come all the way through to Jay. Has he got his shooting boots on today? Well, he has. But away shirts dry forward. Bit of defending from Bristol Rovers to do. This is an opportunity possibly to score the winner. Oh, it's inches wide. It is inches wide. Well, it was the substitute, I think, on this near side, Coley. Yeah, he just needed to curl it in, and that would have been the winner.
It was full house, noisy crowd, good game of football, good quality on show. We got better as the game went on, had some fantastic chances towards the end of the game. Maybe didn't quite do enough to to deserve to win the game, but certainly showed we were capable of going toe to toe with the promotion candidates. And that was a well supported game, similar to Swindon to a certain extent. It felt a little bit like that, and the fact that we kept coming strong in these games and showing our worth with different people contributing. We speak about the size of the squad and different players at different times. I think Josh Coley had the best chance late on in that game, but it was us on the front foot and us trying to win that game of football. And those moments against Swindon and Bristol Rovers and the other promotion rivals, so to speak, are big, because if you didn't win the game, psychologically you've got to still show that you're outplaying the opposition at certain times.
March and April saw us score even more late goals. Giovanni Brown sealed a 2-0 win over Oldham Athletic, which included a stunning penalty save from Cam Dawson.
I was at the game. We went to Oldham away and then stayed up with a friend and went to Port Vale away. I think Oldham away. They were fighting for their lives. They weren't a great side, but they were committed and had a big crowd behind them. And we were under the cosh for segments of it. We were the better side, but they were putting ball after ball in and all the rest of it. And then, of course, they get a penalty out of nothing, and Cam Dawson pulls off a fantastic save. That claws it out the air. Magnificent. Every time I see it, it gets better. And then going up there under pressure, coming away with a 1-0 victory, then.
April kicked off with a massive 3 points away to Newport County before we made our longest trip of the season to Carlisle United. Traffic problems meant the players were forced to eat a rather interesting pre-match meal, and it looked to be a frustrating afternoon as the dominant City just couldn't find a way through. Cue Podrigamond in the 89th minute to send the away fans into delirium.
It's got to come here. We're in the 89th minute now. We're approaching. It's lofted in. It's one by header. Amon's there! They've done it! Exeter have won it! On the 89th minute! Amon with the goal! Off the bench and into the lead for his third goal of the season. It's Dieng who won the header. He was the first one to react. Look at the players around him. Like a bee to a flower. He tracked that ball and put it past the goalkeeper. What a vital 3 points this could be.
At 80 minutes, I was moaning to those around me that come all this way for a draw. What's this all about? And then, 9 minutes later, we're all celebrating like we've won the league. It was, absolutely brilliant atmosphere.
Yeah, those were the two games I look back on, and my feeling towards what we could achieve in the league didn't change, but I really started to believe we were capable of it, because we weren't at our flowing best at Newport, but we ground out a fantastic 1-0 victory, another set-piece goal from Tim Dieng. And then we were really fluid at Carlisle. but we didn't score. And it felt like one of those days where we, for whatever reason, we just weren't going to score. I was stood on the sideline thinking, what else can we do to affect the game? And you're putting Podge on for a moment where you hope the ball will fall to him in the 6-yard box or the 18-yard box, and luckily it did from a corner and a header back across a goal from Tim Diang. And the scenes and the feeling, even more so because you guys know the journey we had up on the Friday, the long journey, the sights we saw at the Janet Richards service station, everyone else in a happy spirits on their way back from the Grand National, and we're as miserable as can be, eating a Subway at the service station, having been on the coach for the best part of 12 hours. But that brought us closer together. And then that built not just the momentum, but the belief that if we can overcome those obstacles, we can overcome anything.
Carlisle was an absolute classic for that, because it was like, the whole match was Exeter City pressure. And, I sort of thought going into that match, we'd won at Newport, which I wasn't kind of expecting. Couldn't get to that match, mainly for my own fault, because I didn't get to buy the tickets early enough. But we got to Carlisle, and I was thinking during that match, you get towards the end of the game and you start to think, oh, well, a draw wouldn't be a bad result. And then Podge pops up with his little cheeky header into the corner. It's just a wonderful moment. I think 89th or something minute of that match. And I think at that point, I really did believe that this would be the year.
I remember being at Newport away, and that was a really far too late winner, but it was just incredible when it happened. But I guess that's just part of what's made this season so magical. It was never a straightforward, we're going to come second from the beginning. It was always, we've done it the Exeter City way, I think.
As City's league position rose, so did the attendances. And in April, Good Friday saw us a near sellout against Colchester as we picked up a 2-0 win. And on the 23rd of April, which is where we end this episode, another sellout crowd against Rochdale as City put one foot in League One.
Over it, chips the ball into it, looks for the goal, it's in! Timothy Dieng gets another goal at St James Park. He can't stop scoring, the midfielder. A fantastic ball in from Archie Collins. It looked as though a couple of Exeter players were going to get themselves to it. In the end though, it was Tim Dieng, and he gets his 12th league goal of the season, and Exeter have the lead. Exeter 1, Rochdale 0.
That's an outstanding ball there.
Collins for Jay. Jay on that left-hand side finds Caprice. It'll come inadvertently to Brown. Brown inside the penalty, gets a shot away. There's Jay! And the City captain doubles Exeter's lead. It was Giovanni Brown who had the shot at goal, saved by Jay Lynch. And as it came back to Matt Jay, the diving header put it beyond the goalkeeper. It's Exeter City 2, Rochdale 0.
That was fantastic team play there by Exeter. I mean, I'm trying to struggle to who actually had a pass. There's about 4 or 5 different passes from different players that had a touch of the ball there. Giovanni Brown, as I said, Giovanni Brown got him behind initially. Patient play by Caprice, waiting for Matt Jay into Giovanni Brown. Made an
Let's go!
There we have it. It's not over until it's over. Make sure you tune in next time to relive that magical evening against Barrow as we take you right through to those celebrations at the Guildhall.